It's time for the SLMA radio show with your host today, me, Susan Finch. So glad you're here. RSS feeds they stand for really simple syndication. It's a text file that gets created from your content. It's fabulous because what you can do with it is you can get the location of the RSS feed, which is usually something like yourwebsite.com/feed or similar. I'll post a few ways to teach you how to find where your feed is. I cheat sometimes. I go to google.com/feedburner and it'll redirect to like feedburner.google.com or something. But you put your website URL in there and it might even be able to find it for you. That's a cheater way. When you get the feed, you can do several things with it. If you don't have a site where it has subscribed to my blog post or something because you just don't know how to set that up, this allows you through something like FeedBurner or some of the other little free services to be able to create a subscription form and embed that on your website and get people to subscribe. Every time you do a new post or two, it will automatically send them an email that's been validated and everything, and it gets through all the server systems usually, because the servers that send them out, whether it's Google server or Feedly or some of the others, they've already been approved by most mail systems. So it will get through, people will get to see your latest post, and you're reaching out. It's that constant touch, not waiting for them to come to you. That's what RSS feed does. Now, any of you that do Hangouts on Air or podcasting or want to do podcasting, your feed is a fantastic way to push out things to iTunes, Stitcher, and some of the other venues for your audio or video files. Now, you can't just stick any feed out there. It needs to be formatted properly for those venues. So that's why your hosting matters so much. What if you want to have a podcast? What if you want to convert your HOA shows that you do and turn them into some great content that goes on to live forever and ever through iTunes? Great. But you got to upload it somewhere that can handle video. And Evie, you're a fan of the Blubrry plugin.
Yes, we have just worked with Those for Girls, switched them over to Blubrry. For me, from a hosting perspective, I do not want all of these files with my website because of speed issues, because of security issues. They have Blubrry or Lipsyn. Podbean is, I think, out there too, but I'm not sure about them. They have specialized on these podcasts, on the audio and the video streaming, and giving you what you need with that. So yes, Blubrry is my program of choice, my file hosting of choice, just because of multiple nerdy reasons.
So that's that's when we're getting into a little bit deeper, guys. That's for those of you that have video or audio podcasting things, and we can cover that in another show that's specifically on ways to make it very friendly for those feeds, because they don't want the big fat files that YouTube gets. We got to trim it down for smaller devices and for quicker playback. So we'll do that in another show to kind of give you some setting ideas, because Evie and I both know how to do that. We know how to, I'm not going to say dumb it down, but trim it down so that it fits those venues. But let's get back to RSS feeds. RSS feeds can also allow you to create syndicated blog posts from other sites. What if you have several partners and you want to bring in their posts because they're so helpful to fill out your content? Or maybe you have an area on your website that you don't want to use the plugins, or you don't have WordPress and you have an HTML site but you want to bring in feeds from other things. Maybe you have a blog that's separate from your website. So your RSS feed, if you use something like FeedBurner through Google or Feedly or some of those, it will create an HTML file for you, a little display that you can make it look kind of pretty, and it will put it on your website. So all of a sudden you have all these headlines, and we'll put a few links to some examples of what those look like on theslma.com. That's T-H.
There she is.
If you scroll down on that site towards the bottom, there is a feed that comes in from a couple of blogs. And that was using FeedBurner. So it lets us fill in content from one of our other 5 sites that we have. We also have players on there from Podbean, because you can embed those as well. But that's different than the feeds. So we will give you a few ideas on that. Can you think of any other ways?
For what I've done, and there, because a lot of our viewers use WordPress, please research your plugin. I had a test site where I like having, in certain situations, the blog and the website separate. But I wanted to have the blog post from that one site on the website as recent posts and linking back to the blog. Found a nice plugin. Yeah, already in the sandbox, they started to post posts on my site that did not came from the blog. So you are giving in that specific plugin, the possibility of posting posts to your site. Really do your research in that case, because you are opening up a security door.
Okay.
So I literally just kept the latest posts off because it's not that important to even take another chance on that. Thanks God we tested it in a sandbox and found it fast.
Well, I know another thing for me with blog feeds, how many of you that have blogs have categories for your blogs? Did you know that on every category, that's actually a separate feed? And you can take that one feed and create your HTML output of just that category. And maybe you have other partners that are looking for content on your topic, but they don't compete with you. Maybe you can cross-promote each other's feeds and display them on their sites to help not only fill out content, maybe you have a bio page for a partner. And it's like, oh, here's her qualifications. She's a great partner for me, and here's a feed of what she does. And I'll put her blog post feed. It can be a nice way to thank your sponsors. I know, again, on the SLMA site, we have something where we let people, we have sponsors that we bring the feed from their blog through FeedBurner, we display it on our site, and we also use that same feed to automatically tweet on our account. So it gives their blog posts added credibility because we are tweeting it and they aren't tweeting their own horn.
One of the big things where I actually use the RSS feed with my small knowledge I have about them is MailChimp. MailChimp has the automated RSS feed email newsletter, so it literally grabs all of your information, plugs it in, and you can tell it to send out an email whenever there is a new blog post or once a month or things like that. So you automatically can generate emails out of your RSS feed.
And that's one thing that MailChimp has over Constant Contact. There's a lot about MailChimp I don't like. It's clunkier. It's not as intuitive. But that one piece alone, guys, is something to consider if you're looking for an email system to be able to send out newsletters and to gather your subscribers. They have great plugins that work with WordPress. You can even get some of their little widgets and use them on a standard HTML site. So that is something to consider with your feed. But do you remember that?
There are more and more out there who actually offer that more and more newsletter programs, except Constant Contact right now.
I know. I'm not very pleased with them with that because I have a lot of clients on both, and I'm ready to switch them all over to MailChimp for that reason because they're not staying up on what the needs are. Yep. Now, I don't know if any of you watched the Those Four Girls show when we talked about Pinterest. And one of the cool things about Pinterest that you might not know, it's a blog. And it has categories. And what do we just learn about categories? RSS feed. You can grab the feed from your categories and display it on your site. What if you had a specific board with fabulous images and you wanted to display it on your site? You were able to do that through RSS feed plugins and figure out a way to rearrange it on your site so it looks really pretty.
Yeah, it's just, I have a love-hate relationship with you. My brain just went overboard. So I can go into Pinterest and can get a feed for every category. That's perfect for displaying portfolios, for example.
Yes.
Past work, before and afters, clients.
Well, and it's handy too because not every WordPress template, not everybody uses WordPress. Let's start with that. There are a lot of other systems out there. But just about any, even plain HTML sites that I work on, can handle a feed display because you get a nice little script. It's like a widget, and it gives you the little module script, and you can put it into the code, or your webmaster can for you, whoever's helping you with your site, and you can easily display things from other sources. So Pinterest is one of the few, as far as I know, the only social media venue that actually generates feeds. And you can use it that way, and it's a good way to display maybe even your videos. If you don't have WordPress, a lot of plugins and stuff, you can pin your videos to a board and then have them display on your site.
And you're solving two problems with one. You don't overplug in your site,
right?
And you are advertising it right on Pinterest.
Right.
Can you see the wheels turning?
I can see our audience. I'm sorry, audience. Your heads are probably exploding. I'm so sorry.
RSS is, I think with RSS, you need to get this head exploding and wheels turning and steam coming out of your ears once, just to get the possibilities that are behind it. Like I always knew there are a lot of possibilities to RSS, but I've never really drilled down than the standard of, here you can subscribe to my blog feed, or I'm sending you an email when there is a new blog post. I'm like, I just literally just scratched on the possibilities, but I knew that there's a lot possible.
There is. I've been using RSS feeds actually for about 12 years from a CMS that I still use, Compro CMS, because when we worked with the developers in Malaysia, we all saw the writing on the wall that generation of a simple text file was going to be of huge value. So that was in the early development. We've been using it for a long time because we have a lot of syndication things we can do. But to be able to give your audience, even, I know for the radio, for SLMA we do that. We give people the ability to embed any of our streams, whether it's from our radio show, whether it's from our blog, and it invites people to use your stuff to fill their content. It still links back to you guys. Just so you know, if you're bringing in headlines, they automatically link through RSS back to your site. So it's more cross-promotion. So if you manage multiple sites, multiple hobby sites, it doesn't hurt a bit to bring in those feeds into those sites on a page, our partner sites, our other interests, whatever you want to call it, because the cross-promoting through the cross-linking from something legitimate, it's yours and it's yours, or it's your client and your interest or your partners, it's a great way to build more authority, and I can't even think of the word I'm thinking of right now, but it gives you more credibility because they're credible links. Because it isn't just a spammy kind of link. It's, hey, we love this site because, and then you give a brief description of the feed with all these great keywords and phrases and a true description, a link to the main site, and then bring that feed in down below.
And Daniel just mentioned in the comment section that WordPress even has feeds for the tags. So
yes,
you really can drill down on your content and which you want to display or feed out, or you even could set up different email newsletters that are for different interests, so they're not getting the whole amount of your blog. If they are just interested in WordPress, you can just send out the WordPress tag.
I'm going to screen share really quick, and can you see my screen, Evie?
Yes, a little small, but yes.
A little small, sorry guys. But this is what we did, so here's the sales lead management, but this is just for VanillaSoft. And these are all their posts, and I formatted it just to be a very simple thing. It has the date, it has the link back to them, it has the abstract. I was able to limit how many words display. They didn't have images on every post, and it would look dumb because they vary in size. So I just left it very simple with text. And it also allows people to subscribe right here to this specific feed. So how cool is that? I mean, how easy is that to add to a site? It took me less than 5 minutes. Let me just scroll down one more. And this is from another one. Here's some more feeds and how they look. They're all different ways to do it and format it. The possibilities are endless on what you can do with an RSS feed.
Yes, did you see my wheels turning? Because especially when you have a community website.
Yep.
Not even just with partners, but a community website where you want to showcase your members, that's perfect.
Well, and think about that too. Think of it for those of you that are trying to get sponsorships and advertisers. That could be one level alone, is to have a page like you just saw for VanillaSoft, where it displays all their stuff. It talks about their level of sponsorship. It links back to their page. It gives you subscribe. And then you have access to that blog feed already. And then you can also set it up to go into Twitter through one of these multiple tools we all talk about, whether, it's Hootsuite, Douche, I don't know. There's so many tools out there right now for sharing. And it can all be automated. And all of a sudden you have this very valuable sponsorship level because you are giving back immediately. You aren't just saying, oh yeah, he's a sponsor, here's his logo. Okay, that's done. I mean, do something more than that. Give them more value. So that's...
I think my head is starting to steam. I have so many ideas in my head right now how to actually make use of that.
And
I'm going to spend my whole Monday researching and doing and playing around.
Well, we'll post, too, the link to the Those Four Girls show that talked about Pinterest. And Denver, I know you were asking, too. It talks about all the ways, how to grab the feed. And it's all in the comment stream there, and it's in the video. So we can show you that, and then we'll post some of those methods here just so you can see. It's a little different from your main, all your boards, to your specific boards. It's a slightly different link, but you'll see the pattern, and it'll be really easy to follow if you want to, test that out. What do you say?
I'm one of the viewers today. My head is steaming too because, again, I knew there is a lot of possibilities there with RSS feed, but I didn't realize how much. And I think we're probably going to have our viewers sit on that for a little bit and do a secondary on RSS feeds just once they have actually chewed through all of this information and what's all possible. And I'm guessing if you're going to rewatch the show, I will have a secondary one just to drill down on a little bit more what to do, how to do, and that kind of thing.
And it's in the comments. So it's, it's Pinterest.com/your name/ the board name .rss is for the specific boards. And if you want it for your account, it's Pinterest.com/ whatever your main account is /feed.rss, and that will get them all the boards. So that's your pattern for that. Play with it. Go to the analytics, go to, not analytics, the FeedBurner site, which is feedburner.google.com, and I will also put that in the comments. Give it a test. And maybe it isn't even your site. Maybe you really like the content of some other little crafty site or something, or some news site or some industry site. You can go ahead and bring in feeds from other sites. I don't think anybody really blocks them. They want their stuff out there. And you're linking back to them, so nobody cares.
Yeah,
so that too in the comments.
The perfect advertising for your own stuff, because it's just automated. It's there already, so why not make use of it?
Well, and let's talk about for those of us that support charities and things. What if you have, maybe you're supporting the, I don't know, the Downtown Mission in Los Angeles or something. They have a great site. So you would, I think it's, I don't remember what it is. But you can grab their feed, create a FeedBurner HTML display it on your site. Our favorite charities. Put their blogs in there. Give them information. What a nice way to really promote, those communities and those organizations that you support. It's just one more way to do it. SLMA Live is an internet radio broadcasting station dedicated to broadcasting programs in the business-to-business arena. Have you considered hosting your own internet radio program? It's easier than a webinar, has greater reach and listenership than a webinar. Internet radio is a content generation machine to reach at-work listeners. For information about hosting your own program on slmalive.com, contact our producer, Jim Obermeyer, at 360-933-1259, or visit our website, slmalive.com. Mm-hmm. So is everybody's head ready to explode?
Mine definitely is, and I have the feeling we're going to chat more about this week. I have a couple ideas, and I'm going to have to ping them back off of you.
All right, and if you guys get stuck, drop us a line in this event, and you'll be able to, ask us questions. We'll do our best, and and if it's more than a quickie answer, and you need to sign up with one of us for some time on that, let me know, and I can walk you through this and teach you how to do it on your own, so you don't have to have anybody do it for you after your first one, and then get it all set up on your site and show you different ways to do it. So, isn't that neat? I'm here with James Obermeyer. He is the CEO of the SLMA. Jim, hey, it's nice to see you this morning.
Hi, Susan. It's a great day in the Pacific Northwest, and we're here to talk about the 20 women to watch in sales lead management. This is our 5th year that we've run this program, and how's it going so far? Are we getting enough women signing up and registering?
We never have enough. Ladies, men, don't you know these awesome women that are in sales lead management, marketing? Why aren't we hearing about them?
I don't know, Susan. I was just talking to a CMO from a large CRM company, and she said she's applying, and I said, why don't women apply for these kinds of things? And she just couldn't understand it. She couldn't understand the humble approach that so many women take. I said, look, 90% of all the women, all the marketers out there in B2B and probably B2C are women. And what happens? You look up on the website, and all you see is these old white guys like me that are applying for stuff like this. And we've got some terrific women in management. We've got to bring attention to these women and what they're doing in the marketplace every day. They're the ones driving lead management. They're the ones that are driving lead generation, and they deserve recognition. Now, how long are we taking applications? Is it
This is through February. That's it. It's the
February
end of February.
28th, right?
Yep. So you need to go to 20womentowatch.com. That's 20 women, the number 2 watch.com. There's a link up at the top. Members of the Sales Lead Management Association can nominate. You have to be a member, though. So you're going to be prompted to log in. If you forgot your login, have it remind you. If you haven't logged in before and you're not a member, sign up. It takes about a minute and a half.
It's free. Sign up.
Free. Sign up. Nominate. Get these women going.
And as a member, you can donate 3 articles up on the SLMA website. And you can send in press releases. We produce those for your companies. Just having your name up there in your full profile gets a lot of PR. And there's a lot of people that put out PR that says that they've been nominated. And then they get all the applications are looked at by an independent group. Let's get the applications in by February 28th. We look forward to announcing it on or about April 5th. And we're looking forward to a great season of, oh, by the way, and everybody that wins gets an interview on SLMA Radio.
Woo!
Yep. So, okay, Susan, where can they go again?
They can go to 20womentowatch.com. 20women, 2, the number 2, watch.com. They can also go to the main website, theslma.com. That's THESLMA.com. And there's a big banner there about 20 women to watch.
Excellent, Susan. We're
looking forward to it. I can't wait to see who you guys nominate.
Yeah, there's always some very interesting people. It's amazing to read their backgrounds, the boards that they belong to, and the companies that they belong to, and what they've accomplished in their careers. So I enjoy reading them even if I don't vote for them. Thanks a lot, Susan. And where do they go? One more time.
theslma.com or 20womentowatch.com. 20women2watch.com.
Thank you, Susan.